So this is coming up soon. Really excited about this. It's going to be a really great feature when it's fully released to everybody. Okay. Um, all right. So let me go back to my accounts. Opening up the accounts and going to docs. These are the documents that the client, when we imported, we said, use this template. And this is the template that was generated. And these are the years that were generated, right? So let's actually manipulate these. Let's go to templates. Let's go to folders. Here we go. So default tax years, this is the default that TaxDome has. I believe you might have it a little bit, work a little bit different. You might have 2023 on here. The purpose of me showing you this is that you need to make sure that this information is what you want the client to see, right? So number one, what is the security features that each folder has? So if we minimize them, your client will be able to see these two only. This is the private folder only visible to you and your firm. Okay, so they'll be able to see these two. The first security level is this person with a pencil. This means that they can upload documents, they can edit documents that are in these folders, they can rename them, etc. This is where your client will upload documents. If you have them upload something through their phone or through the portal on the web browser, this is where they can upload. And the firm's docs shared with client, the green eye security level means that your client can see documents. They can download them, but that's it. They cannot edit them. They cannot delete them or anything like that. This is for you to put documents like a signature request. If they need to sign something, you'll put it on here so they cannot edit the actual verbiage or anything like that, or change the numbers on there. They can only sign, and it's a special case for signatures, right? So this is a structure, but if you want to rename the private folder to internal, you can. Okay. If you want to change this also to something else, you can. The only one that you cannot change is the client uploaded documents. That's the only one that you can't edit or change in the template because it is the default folder. So the system needs a default folder for, documents to land on. So that's the only one you cannot edit, at least in this template. As an per individual basis, like once you apply this, you can rename that folder per individual basis. Okay, but for now, in the template, this is the only one that you cannot manipulate as far as renaming it. But you can add folders inside of it so that your client knows what year they need to drop off documents to, right? And there's years in here as well. So if you want to put your last year's tax return, and we have always clients that are going to ask, hey, can I have my last year's tax return, or can I have the tax return from 2020? You can simply say, yeah, it's in your folders, look them up, right? So you can manage documents this way, in which you can have high scalability, because not only can you manage them through here, you can manage them through the TaxDome app, which is a Windows version of these folders, in which you have to install a small application on your Windows computer and be able to edit that. We're working on a Mac version, but for now that Windows version is downloadable in the account settings section. Okay, if you scroll all the way down, it says Windows app. You can download that, and it generates a cloud so that you can actually use it like Dropbox or OneDrive, things like that. So anyway, you want to make sure that you manipulate this to your needs. You can have a template for businesses. You can have a template for individuals. This is really important to understand, right? This is where documents go when things are uploaded. So I'm going to go back to one of these accounts so I can show you. So again, documents, this is where, documents will go to when somebody uploads something. We have a PDF editor that you can utilize. Once you are in here and you open a file that is a PDF, you may be able to edit that. So that's really convenient. You could do like highlights and stamps, things like that, inside of TaxDome. So essentially, you do want to hyper focus on the documents before you import. Okay, so go to that template section, go to the folder section, and really think about, like, how do I want the folders to look like for my client, right? I don't want to confuse them, and I want to make sure that they know where to upload stuff to. So that's where it goes. That's how you're going to manage your documents. Going to pause here just to check if there's any questions. I'm sorry.
We do have a couple questions, but first, can you show where they would set up so that the folders, if you created a new folder template, how that would show in folders when you import?
When I import.
On the settings page where you would set. So if you went to settings and then, let's see.
Not sure if I understand the question, but upon import.
So if you go, I'm sorry, if you go to the firm setting, there's a section that says default folder template where you can set which folder template you want to
That's right.
use
Yeah.
when you're in, before you import anybody or when you add a new client later
Yeah.
on, and you
Yeah.
can set
This is in
what will
case,
be.
like, if I add a new client right now, by default, this is what would be applied, but you can still always, you'll still have that drop down menu anyway to choose, because maybe I'm creating a business account and I want a business folder structure that I added, I don't know, an extra folder for business documents, right? So yeah, by default, you can choose this, but you can always choose that drop down menu when you create that account. Okay, so don't worry about that. Now,
Also, when you can change the template to add a 2025 folder, and then when you go to the account overview and you select the accounts that you want to change, you are able to apply a new folder template to all the clients.
right, exactly.
Because
So
that is an overview question that has been asked a few times.
so let's say create a folder. I want to create a folder called extra, right? Just because. That's what I want to call it. I'm going to delete this one and this one. Well, I can't delete that one, but I'm going to save and exit. All
It
right.
does not
So
create duplicate folders, so you never have to worry about that
yeah, you
problem.
won't get duplicate folders. So if I want the extra folder on these accounts, I'm just going to select them. I'm going to click on apply folder template, and I'm going to look for that extra that I created. Where is it? There it is. And I'm going to apply folder template. So you can apply missing folders, but you cannot delete. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. You can apply templates and they will add missing folders. It won't duplicate them. It will add missing folders, but it cannot delete. So that's why you want to be careful and really think about what you'd like. All right, so it should show up as my extra here. Let's reload it.
You did not add it to that client. You added
Oh,
it
really?
to the one
Oh,
below. Yes.
thank you. All right, let's see board sense documents. There it is. There's my extra. Notice that it also had this one, but it's not going to duplicate it because it's already here, right? So it won't duplicate. It'll just add if whatever you're missing. If you're missing a 2025, 2026, 2027 folder, it will add them. And you can do that every year and select everybody and just add that additional folder. Okay, so you will be able to manipulate by adding in the future, adding more on top of what already is. But you cannot delete in bulk. You'd have to do that on an individual basis, right? You'd have to click on here and delete.